Within this frame lies the story of the Amazon River, a tale with more twists and turns than the river himself. And within this frame is a photograph of my great-grandfather, Helmut Reinke, an explorer who vanished from these waters nearly 100 years ago. Tonight, we will attempt to unravel both of these tales of mystery and intrigue on Wanderlust.
Covering half of South America, the vast Amazon River contains 1/5 of the Earth's fresh water. With its 1,100 tributaries, the amazing Amazon is a jungle highway system, which snakes its way through the largest rainforest on Earth, and is home to many traditional peoples. It is a steaming cauldron of creation, spilling over with thousands upon thousands of species, some of which have yet to even be discovered. Highlights of my journey would include using a blowgun, solving the mystery of my great-grandfather's disappearance, and holding a turtle.
You're a good-looking fella. Oh, is he gorgeous.
Like my great-grandfather, I began my journey in Iquitos, Peru. While it may not be the cleanest place on Earth, the prices, well, they're dirt cheap. Bon appetit! And you can get great deals on accommodations. This room costs $3 US for the whole week. Or head across town, where you can find some impressive colonial buildings, remnants from the rubber boom of the 1870s. And finally, no traveler should miss out on the world-class taxidermy exhibit at the Iquitos Museum. As compelling as this taxidermy was, I had to move downriver to solve the mystery of my great-grandfather. In the spring of 1902, Helmut Reinke was on his second expedition to the Amazon when he vanished without a trace. On his previous trips, he had discovered jungle botanicals from which he successfully marketed the first non-spurious digging cream.
Helmut Reinke is indisputably the granddaddy of all non-spurious digging creams. I emphasize non-spurious. Neville Hyde White discovered a spurious cream on an expedition to Africa 10 years earlier.
As I pushed downriver, answering these questions was my sole obsession. But I also love monkeys and other animals, so I dropped in at a wildlife preserve called Jurassic Park. I got to play with real sloths. Sloths get a bad rap for being lazy, when in the reality is they're highly trainable. Watch, this fella can do a backflip. But Jurassic Park is most famous for its apes, who preen and saunter like mischievous princes. And Chico, the proprietor, doesn't mind if you play with the apes, as long as he gets his $2 US. I took a special shine to this little fellow. What is his name?
Pepelucho.
Pepelucho. Oh, hey, 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 hey!
Oh my God, they shot it!
I decided it would be prudent to employ a guide, and Luis was one of the best. Soon we were out in search of the elusive caiman.
Luis, what is the most dangerous animal out here?
It's the caiman.
No. It's man himself.
No, it's the caiman.
Caiman hunting is all well and good, But toad watching is the fastest growing sport in the Amazon.
Wow. I think you'll all agree that was a spectacle that we will never forget. Unbelievable. On this hot and muggy night, that plies the same lonely backwaters that my grandpa Helmut once traveled, I'm reminded of one of his favorite expressions. It goes, when the weather is hot and sticky, that's no time to dip the dicky. But when the frost is on the pumpkin, that's the time for Dicky Duncan. Ow, God damn it, what that was.
The next morning, Louis showed me an old-fashioned rum factory where sugarcane is pressed and fermented into a potent potable.
Synes du, sådan her alkohol in it?
Yes, it's
Yeah, there's alcohol in it.
The next day, we were in pursuit of the deadliest snake in the Amazon, the Bushmaster. I had a special interest in this reptile because my great-grandfather featured it in his advertisements.
Now, Louis, you say this area is heavily populated with the Bushmaster, one of the world's most venomous snakes. But it's true that the Bushmasters are much more afraid of people than people are afraid of the snakes.
No, they're not afraid.
Oh. And then we came across the largest snake of them all, the mighty anaconda.
He's extremely agitated right now. Let's see you do this, Mr. Crocodile Man. Hey, get him off. Please get him off me. Oh, my glasses! My glasses are under there. Glasses!
When we return, rare archival footage of my great-grandfather. My great-grandfather obtained the ingredient for the digging cream that made him rich from these Yagwa Indians. In exchange, he entertains them with magic tricks and dazzles them with modern marvels like the egg beater. Hot on the trail of my great-grandfather's legacy, I penetrated deep into Yagwa Indian territory.
The dance that the Yagwa Indians are performing now is an allegory which is Shakespearean in its complexity. It's the tale of two star-crossed lovers, and their love is consummated one starry night. But the village elders disapprove, and so do the gods, who send down a scourge of furies and pestilence. Isn't that right, Louis?
No, it's just the rain dance.
Oh, it's a rain dance. Do you know of this man? He's my great-grandfather, Helmut Reinke.
They had no clues about my great-grandfather, but still the Yagwas had a fascinating culture. The art of the blowgun is simple but deadly.
Raise the blowgun. Point it at the target. Take a deep breath. Today we're going to learn an exciting and traditional way to prepare fish, fried bananas, and grubs on Cooking with the Yagwa. Today the chef is preparing grubs with a manioc glaze. Now the grubs are a fatty food. I love them, but they don't love me. They go straight to the hips. The ladies know what I'm talking about. Remember to always be careful when you're cooking over an open fire, especially when you're wearing a grass skirt. Hey folks, what do you say about kicking it up a notch? You heard them, chef?
Boom. Boom.
Now here comes the specialty of trademark.
Boom.
Hey, this looks like some good grub. Okay, here's a moment of truth.
Oh my God, he's back! It's Pepe Lucho! He's out there! As I pushed ever deeper down the Amazon, I wanted to push deeper into the river of my soul and spirit. So I asked Luis to bring me to a jungle shaman.
Do they have a special, medical school for the shamans?
No, just the
The
forest.
forest is the best university of all. I was just going to say that. And, what's it these?
Don Mauro is a master shaman, steeped in the mystical art of healing with medicinal plants.
Mr. Shaman, one thing a problem I'm having is it hurts a lot when I go like this. Ow!
No lo haga así porque tu brazo va a doler. Ponga adelante porque queda más tranquilo.
What's he saying?
Don't go like this.
Sí.
I am trying to contact the spirit of my great-grandfather Helmut. Is there any medicine or plants that you have that can help me with this vision?
Sí, ahí vamos.
There is?
Sí, vamos. De este polvo que en la vida, estos espíritus de esto, vas a llegar a conocer a tu abuelo.
There he is. Grandpa Helmut, is that you?
I don't know if you ever heard of Nathan's hot dog. They were out of this world. A nickel.
Who is?
3 different kinds of drinks. Pineapple, orange, and grape. A nickel. And then, give me another nickel, please. Cream. Put it in, make it rich. And,
That was someone else's grandfather.
Lo siento, no fue mi culpa.
and when I left Brooklyn, it was still a nickel.
When we return, the last remaining archival footage of my great-grandfather. This is the last of the footage from my great-grandfather's first trip to the Amazon jungle. Unfortunately, there's no film from his second, fateful trip, from which he vanished without a trace. Why would this devoted family man return to the jungle? Perhaps his letter to his mistress provides a clue.
Und steigend, freundlich, blinkend, ewige Sterne nicht herauf.
Dear Schnuckelfritz, I'm tired of being the digging cream guy. I have envisioned a revolutionary new product, Digging Cream Plus. But I will need an ingredient from the Javaro Indians.
It's unclear why Helmut thought the Javaro Indians would have the secret ingredient to his Digging Cream Plus. In fact, it's unclear what Digging Cream Plus was. But what is clear is that the Javaros were not the Yaguas.
As I ventured deep into Javaro Indian territory, I realized in my great-grandfather's day, the Javaros were vicious headhunters who would shrink the decapitated heads of their enemies. But today they're just plain folks, renowned for their hospitality. So when planning your next vacation, consider a relaxing visit to Javaro territory. A scary mask is a great way to ingratiate yourselves with the children when arriving in a new village.
Ah, my ankle! Shut up! Zip it! Zip it! It's not funny!
I'm glad they had a good laugh, but I was here to get some answers.
It's not funny!
Helmut Reinke.
Is he part of your legend? Anyone? Do you know what happened to my great-grandfather Helmut Reinke?
If they knew anything, they weren't talking. When I said that there was no footage of my great-grandfather's second trip to the Amazon, I wasn't being totally honest. There is more footage, but it's not pretty. As these disturbing images make all too clear, my great-grandfather lost touch with reality. and ultimately became unhinged. What could have driven him mad? Again, Donald Nelson Beard.
I don't know.
As I went ever deeper into the very jungle where my grandfather lost his mind, I began to question my own sanity. Am I crazy, or does this Sprite taste more like 7-Up? It's very troubling. But insanity was not an option. I had a travel show to do. The Amazon is a jungle vacation land. There's lots to see and do, like fishing for piranha.
I got one! I got the piranha fish! Look at him!
Look at those teeth. They're almost human. Or how about some bird-class birding? You can also have a mud bath at the riverbank. Or enjoy some mud wrestling, like I did with this package tour group from Wisconsin. Dear Journal, today I broke a fat kid's pelvis. Also, there is still more footage of my great-grandfather. However, it is so disturbing, I hesitate to unleash its terrible power. But it's Sweeps Week! These shocking images stand as a terrible testament to the crippling power of the jungle on one of the greatest minds of his generation. Will I ever solve the mystery of my great-grandfather's disappearance? Find out when we return after these messages. Day 26, the deepest Amazon. I was frustrated with my inability to solve the mystery of my great-grandfather. But then I remembered a hidden clue in that Javaro village. So I headed back, deep into Javaro territory, but I wouldn't leave until I had extremely hard answers.
Hello, kids. Remember me? Where is he? Let's have it. Tell me. You. Aha. Come on, let's get it on.
Ow! Part of me was afraid of what I'd find and what I'd do when I got there. I knew the risks, or imagined I knew. But the thing I felt the most, stronger than fear, was the desire to confront them about the fate of my great-grandfather.
Hola. ¿Puedo pasar? Can I go up there? Thank you. Oh my God.
The Javaros had shrunken his head. But why? One theory is the Javaros mistook him for a demon from their folklore named Mangina. In any case, I wasn't going to let my great-grandfather rot away in this fetid jungle hellhole. friends, is the story of how I solved the mystery of my great-grandfather's disappearance.
Cheers, Grandpa, to us. Unfortunately, you are going to be a nightmare to get through customs, so I apologize in advance for what I'm about to do.
And incidentally, I did get him through customs, but he was not duty-free. This has been Gerhard Reinke. See you next week.
Yokozuna!
One thing that the Indians love even more than cash are Polaroid pictures. So remember to bring plenty of film. Would you like a picture? Okay. Here you go. How do I look? So where are you from? Oh, he's from here. He's a local.